Hey, hey, good morning, Epic Peeps. How are you today? It's a beautiful day. I just want to say I'm so grateful to be here. My name is Samantha, and I am coming to you on behalf of Epic. Epic stands for Empowering People and Inspiring Community. And Epic Tri County CT is a multifaceted platform of positive media that my co creator and co publisher, Lisa, and myself bring to you through a beautiful print publication. We just came out with our September October 1 year anniversary. So look for that in stores and centers around Connecticut. Okay, we're out there delivering as I speak. Also, you can find out information about Epic on our Facebook page, which is Epic Tri County CT, and also on our website, www.epictricountyct.com. So, again, welcome. As I'm here, always chatting on the camera, Lisa, the co publisher and co creator, is working diligently behind the scenes. Please let her know that you see her, you appreciate her, because without her, none of this would be possible. So give her a shout out in the comments, okay? And just send Lisa some love today. I also have to send a very special little boy a lot of Gigi love. It is my grandson Nathan Roberts' birthday today. He is 6. So to the little ninja and Lisa's boyfriend, we all say happy birthday, bud, and rock your day. And Gigi loves you. Oh my gosh. So without any further ado, I am going to be bringing forward in a moment a lady I just met a few minutes ago. Her name is Rebecca Ann Locicero. And if I hack that name, she'll surely correct me. In the short time I had connecting with Rebecca, I can tell you we are going to have a lot of fun today. Rebecca Ann is a medium, a psychic, a teacher, an author, a healer, a mom, a lover of animals, lover of music, and I want to ask her about her tattoos. So, without any further ado, I'm going to bring Rebecca Ann forward and let's make sure we know the angels and guides are with us today. And here we go. Yes, I can see you.
Hello,
Hi.
hello, and
Hi.
hello to Lisa. You're rocking it, and happy birthday to your grandson. How awesome is that? I'll
Yeah,
give a shout out to my two kids who are on their Zoom classrooms, and here we are. Hello,
that,
Samantha.
that's it. I am so grateful that we finally get to connect like this. We've been trying to make this happen for a long time.
And you know
And
what? Divine
oh,
timing,
you know
perfect
who?
timing.
Yeah, you know who I got a shout out to is Nancy at
Oh,
Unicorn Meadow, right?
yes, yes.
Loving Nancy. So,
No, she is so amazing.
isn't
You guys
she?
don't know Unicorn Farm. You better look her up. Yep,
Yes,
yep.
absolutely. I was up there yesterday and the labyrinth looks beautiful,
Oh,
absolutely
good.
gorgeous. And
Oh, good.
so lots of love to Nancy for making these types of connections. That's what
Yes.
Epic is all about, right?
That's how we I found you in the first place. Is
Yes.
Nancy sent out a beautiful email, and I've gotten your magazine, and so congratulations on your year anniversary coming
Thank
up.
you.
And it is absolutely beautiful. Peeps love it from my office. So thank you for doing this.
Thank you. So, my dear,
Yes.
Um, can you tell us a little bit about who Rebecca Ann is and how this all got to where you are right now as really a world renowned medium? I
Thank
mean,
you.
I was nervous having you on. I'm looking at it, I'm going, oh dear, but you're so real and authentic. So, can you tell our community a little bit about your journey and how you have evolved to where you are now?
Well, have you got about a day or two? Because I could go on forever and ever, but I'll definitely give. Okay, like yes, like okay. Um, I will say this. Basically, when people ask me how long I've been working as the psychic in the medium, I can honestly say I don't remember a time when I can. And one of the first things that people always ask is, "What is that? What do you do? What do you do?"
Yeah.
You get like a weird phase. And I actually wound up writing a book about it after a while called Living with Messages from Heaven because I was explaining it so much, so often.
Yeah.
So basically what I do is I have a psychic intuitive ability, so I definitely can read energy between you and me, other humans here on the planet, and connect to that intuition, that woman's instinct or men's instinct too, of course. All of that that inner knowing. And I was very right all the time. So there was this motion and moment for me where I was like, I know that. And it it kind of was very weird to people because I was doing this in grade school, high school, to family members, and you couldn't lie to me because I would know, like one of those kinds of things. So if anything, I was a know-it-all, argumentative child. And as time progressed, you go into college. Now, when I was in college, there was no internet. So it was the dark corners of the library. I think I was 18, and I'm 47 now. I was 18 when I first read the word medium.
Okay.
And I was like, a medium? That's me. I talk to dead people. And people say, well, how long have you been knowing about spirit? And I have been able to see and hear spirit since I can remember hearing and seeing.
Wow.
So for me, it was very normal. And of course, for my family, they loved it. Oh, are you talking to grandpa again? Oh, is that aunt? They thought it was the best. So, it was always supported and always developed. And then when I realized there was a word for it, and then I realized this is a job, people do this. So I've been charging and working as a psychic medium for 25 years now.
Wow. Yeah. I
Yeah.
love that. Amazing.
And it is just it fills my every day, my every moment. I love all souls here and there. And it's become one of those things where, you know, I tried to get a real job once, Samantha. I was a receptionist and I got fired.
No.
Yeah, I got fired. I got written up because I was too friendly and I was too perceptive of my clients' needs.
Oh.
I was like,
Hmm.
sounds like I'm using my abilities at work.
Yeah. Right.
So
Right.
I graciously took that pink slip and I took myself directly into working, and I've been working ever since. So
Wow. Yeah.
it's been a joy. And because I get asked this question so often, I did put it into a book, and just kind of described it all, because one of the important perceptions that I put forth is that I come from a very religious background. I come from a God fearing Catholic background. That's my history. So I truly believe in heaven. And I think that through my work and what I do really is just to help every single person I can to connect with their own soul and to realize there is an afterlife.
Absolutely. And what a
Absolutely.
blessing. Because I was going to ask you, as you were growing up and you knew that you were connecting with other levels of energy, if you were supported from your family or if you were forced, like some, to tuck it away and put it away. So what a blessing that you didn't have to, that they were open to that. um,
Yes, yes,
and
open to it, but they also described it as something different. They described it, of course, as one of the gifts of the Holy Spirit. It was discernment of spirit.
uh,
I knew that it was loved ones that were with God that I was talking to. So when I say I really didn't know what a medium was until I got to college and started research, I really didn't. I
yeah,
thought I was just discerning spirit and communion of saints, and I didn't know.
wow.
But the gift was always there. There was nothing to develop. It was just giving a name to a talent that I had, an ability, a gift.
A gift. Now that brings me to a question that I've asked myself. I've heard asked. Um, do you believe that mediums are born only, or can this skill, this ability to tap into that vibrational energy, be honed from someone who wasn't born with it? What's your take on that?
I truly, honestly believe that every single soul that is incarnate in a body has the ability to perceive and receive outside of just what we can cognitively understand.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of say it like this, you know, everybody can be born into a home that has a piano, but not everybody is going to be Beethoven. But if you practice, then you can definitely play the music.
Yes.
Some people still can't play it well, but they have a desire to do it and a belief. And some people, they can put their fingers on the piano and they can do it without any practice, right?
Right.
I don't believe that every single person out there should do this as a job.
Right.
We
I
all
agree.
have our own lives and our own missions and our own goals. And our soul paths may require us to not focus on that esoteric or that holistic energetic ability. Maybe our mission is to be somewhere else, and that's where we can find our joy and love. And then there are some people who I believe want to do this and maybe never have, and they can learn and they can train to do it. It's not an easy job, Samantha.
Mm-mm. Oh, I know.
It's
I can
not.
only imagine. I've um, I've trained in mediumship and have the ability to receive and perceive. It's not what I focus on as far as my ministry, but it is part of it. And I
Mhm.
love the analogy that you use. Thank you. It's something I'm going to remember. Is the piano being in the home,
Yeah.
and the ability to play. We're not all Beethoven, so that summed it up perfectly. I'll always remember that. Thank you.
Well,
Um,
there's people who are born with no piano in their home, and then the first time they're presented with it, they're like, oh my gosh,
right,
music!
right.
And opens them up. And then I get the email, like, I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, I'm seeing dead people. And, I'll get a message and I'll be like, that's awesome, and they may not think it's awesome, but I do.
Yes,
And then there are ways to learn to shut it down or close it off, there's so much to it, but I do truly truly believe that every single one of our souls knows who we are, where we're going, what's coming. It's definitely something that everybody can hone into. That would be a yes.
I love it. And I know I've been faced with the whole doubter, skeptics, your woo woo, but I know that you've had a lot of experience in the scientific aspect of mediumship and working with different organizations and doing studies. Can you tell us a little bit about that and how it felt to you to be part of that scientific
Yeah,
research, whatever?
sure. Sure. I have participated in a number of different scientific studies from the University of Virginia all the way up to Albany, New York. My favorite organization that I'll mention is the Forever Family Foundation.org. They certify their mediums. So if you were to go to their website and look at their list of mediums, I'm on it. There's only about 25 of us.
Wow.
There are some very big name people on there that you can tune into, like TLC and see, or other TV shows. I'm not your TV medium. God bless them, wonderful mediums, for doing that. I won't name names. You guys can go do your research. But they test you. And honestly, I figured if it was meant to be, I'm going to pass this test. It was a very long, in depth test. When you get tested scientifically for mediumship, like say you were the sitter that I was reading that was scoring me,
Yes.
first you would be aware of how to scientifically score me, and it wouldn't be on how you felt. The scientific tests are for validation of afterlife communication with accuracy. So did I get names? Did I get dates? Did I get facts that are unknown? Not how you felt, or oh, it felt so good when they said I love you. Of course all your loved ones in heaven love you. So being measured on facts and validation is wonderful, and it's wonderful to be certified.
Yes.
And even just some of the tests, I've been in a test where they put one of those really tight scalps with all the little neurons and They're testing to see if there's any outer orbital activity. I've been involved in those. I'll basically be a guinea pig for any scientist that wants to hook me up and study me, because doing this work for me is, and a lot of people will probably be upset, but it's easy. For me, it's very easy to take the truth from spirit and to give it to the client. When you trust what you're receiving, don't doubt it, don't change it, don't second guess it, and just share it the way it's supposed to be. The accuracy is there if you're hearing them correctly.
Right.
And so, being tested, it was, I really didn't care if I passed or not. And I did with them. Um, and I've never not passed some sort of a test, but it's not those kind of organizations. It's not about skepticism. So it was more about, validation and science.
Right.
When
Research.
it comes to skeptics, you should be a skeptic. Every single person watching now should be a skeptic. I'm
Mm-hmm.
a skeptic.
Mm-hmm.
A debunker, that's somebody who agreed that I wasn't doing what I was doing and I'm full of you know what right from the get-go.
Right.
But yet I'll still read them.
Right. Right.
Somebody up there wants a message to get to them. It's going to get to them whether they
Yeah.
believe me or not.
Yeah. I think
And
we've all had those debunkers that come in and say, nope. And they just cover up their solar plexus and they just curl right. Nope, you're not getting through.
yep,
But as
yep.
you
And then they
said,
go home and they're like, oh my gosh, what just happened?
yeah, I
And I
love it.
think,
I love your energy. Now, I
you.
know that we're sharing the website and the crawler down here for anybody that wants to reach out through your website. Also, you're very active on your Facebook page under your name. Lisa's sharing all that. The
Thank you,
Beyond
Lisa.
Center, I know, isn't she? She's
She's great.
awesome. The Beyond Center in Vernon. Are you
Yes.
open and operating? Can you tell us a little bit about how people can reach you and what they can expect?
Okay. So right now what I am doing is the Beyond Center in Vernon has an extremely large center space, and I am CT COVID compliant. So I am limited to the amount of people who can come. Now, for the last 16 years, I've had open door Thursday nights, and we've packed the room. Now I have to take reservations, but I am at the Vernon Beyond Center every single Thursday night from 7 to 9. If I can't make it, I'm lucky enough to have a daughter who's also a medium who's been working in the field, Julia Jet Smith, for about 5 years now. She'll cover for me, but I'm always there. You just have to email me to get in. That's $20, 2 hours. No guarantee you're going to get read, but you get to meet me and you get to see how I do work. And I read as many people as I can in the 2 hour time span.
Yeah.
Windows open, things like, everything's Lysoled and cleaned, and a little Three Thieves oil sprayed around too, because that helps. Um, my good friend Denise DeFranco makes this wonderful, Wicked Cauldron spray that I've been using as well. And then I do privates, which is also in a room where we're 6 feet apart and there's ventilation and a door open and the windows open.
Okay.
So there's a huge safety protocol in place. And I do that for my clients so they can be in person. I think there's a very big need for that. And I really only opened up in August. So August 1st is when I opened back up. But you can email me. I can do private readings virtually or in person.
Okay.
I'll do small groups. I'll do the Thursday nights. And then, yeah, find me on Facebook here, like on my page, because I was live last night. I did like a quick $10 couple hour thing, and I go live randomly just to say hi to everybody. I think it's important to keep up that, you know even though we are physically constricted to rules physically right now, our soul is still reaching out, and our soul really needs to be with people. So I'm there.
Yeah.
And healing appointments as well, whether you're in the room alone and I'm virtually doing it in another room, or if you want me in there, we work it out, we discuss it, and I'm available.
I love it. I love it. And I'm so grateful that you took the time today to be with us. Your energy is like not I really haven't experienced. I was a little nervous, like I said, when
You
I
were nervous?
I know, right? Now I'm thinking, are you serious? I got to go to Vernon. Like, I want to come out and we'll talk all day long. Um, so it's really cool. Do you teach? Do you have curriculum that you teach or no? Look at you go. Tell me.
They say a teacher teaches best what they need to learn most.
Yes.
And there's so much that I have to learn. I just haven't gotten to the point where I teach. People reach out often because they want mentorship, and things like that. However, I have beautiful contacts and associates that I love and that I trust. My daughter teaches an intuition development to herself. There's, there's just, I bring other people in who can teach these wonderful things that I love and trust. If you know me, I'm pretty picky. People who know me, they know I'm not letting anybody in the center to teach you unless I really truly feel their soul to be ethical. So there's that kind of alignment.
Nice.
There were some that I would refer people to. Unfortunately, due to COVID, some of them aren't even open anymore. But I don't currently have classes, no.
Okay.
But I
Okay.
am always open to answer any questions people have, maybe suggest a book or a movie or a video to somebody, maybe to point them in another direction of a teacher that I do love and trust. We're all part of a holistic community. So I'll do my part. I'm definitely not running a magazine like you and Lisa. You guys rock.
Thank you.
That'll be your job. And just spreading the word. I think, community involvement and loving one another and sharing with each other is important. So no teaching at this time
Oh my
yet.
God. I could just reach out and hug you.
I miss hugs. Oh my
I
God.
know. I was at unit. Well, we were talking about Nancy, and she did a virtual, not a virtual hug. Now I can't remember it. Nancy, come on, come and make a video for us, please. But it was something about putting our receiving hand, which is the right, on the heart, the left, which is the giving, and then just centering, and then one hand connecting as the energy is flowing out, and then the energy from the right is flowing out. And I can actually feel my fingertips like vibrating right now.
We just gave a whole billion people a hug, Samantha.
That's right. Yay. I love it. I love it. So we mentioned mentors and we mentioned teachers. Um, who is like, tell me, who is your favorite medium? Or I know that's too
That's such a hard
constricted,
one.
but who would you turn to as a teacher? Who would you, yeah.
Okay. In this area, although it's not currently in motion, there is a woman. Her name is Mary Cunningham, and she teaches Psychic Development 101 and 102. She's been doing it for over 30 years at the adult education at the Manchester High School, at the Rockville High School, and one other, I think at one other school or different places. So when you get that paper in the mail that says
Yeah.
continuing ed, right? I would look
Yep.
for Psychic Development with Mary Cunningham. Like I said, she's 30 years strong and still going. And she was the first person, I think I was in my early 20s, maybe 23 when I sat in her class. And it was one of those holistic classes where you got hands on, you learned everything in 8 weeks. And at the end of the 8 weeks, you had so much information to explore and to dive into. When it comes to other teachers, I'll reference again the Forever Family Foundation, not just from their mediums, but they have books and resources everywhere. Um, I love too many mediums to name names.
Yeah. 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 I
I
appreciate
really
that.
do.
I appreciate that. Um, Absolutely. I'm going to check out that website. I school in Virginia, Roanoke, Virginia, through the United
Okay.
Metaphysical Churches. Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yes.
Reverend Reed Brown was one of my medium teachers
Wow.
and mentor. Yeah. I miss.
I believe we have a lot of mentors in our life,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
and then we also have to make sure that, and I tell people this too, I said, don't discount mentors that come into your path that you 100% disagree with. Don't argue with them.
Love
Don't
it.
debate
Tell us
them.
more.
Pay the fee Get all the information you can.
Yeah.
Because for us to know what's right and what works for us,
Yeah.
we need to know what doesn't work.
Right.
And that's our journey to find out what's good for us and what's not good for us. I've paid some good money for some really serious crackpots to sell me some information that meant absolutely nothing. And I've paid very little money to somebody who didn't realize that their value was so incredible to me. It basically would just change my world. Um, Deb Ballou, I believe her last name is no longer Ballou, but she runs Wood Fairies. That's also in the Connecticut
Oh,
area. Are you
yes.
familiar with Wood Fairies?
I've seen it. Yes.
I wrote, she's actually in my book. She was one of the first mediums I had ever been to who read me in such a way that it helped me to keep going with my own work. So she was not just a mentor, exactly. She wasn't teaching me, but she did more for me than a lot of classes just by
Love it.
experiencing her kindness and her work and her healing work too. So,
Love it.
oh,
Thank you
shout out to all my
so
people
much.
I love.
I
So fun.
know. I can't wait. And every Thursday, you're at the Beyond Center in
Every
Vernon.
Thursday.
And it's important now in regards to what's happening for everybody to email and reserve because space is limited
Yes.
and it fills very, very quickly.
Yes.
And I cannot wait to have a free Thursday night. I'm going to pop in there and meet you and see you.
Oh,
Um,
all right. I might
absolutely.
break a COVID rule and hug you. Watch out.
That's it. That's it. I have one more question before we
Okay.
start to close it down. How many tattoos do you have?
I have 7 tattoos. 6 of them are for dead people.
Okay.
And I'll show you my favorite,
Okay.
but then
Oh
I'll tell
my.
you why. So,
Wow.
yellow roses are a sign for me, and I'll see if I can get right in. I love my red rose. You guys will never look at it the same. There's a skull.
Oh, I see it. I see it. That
So, I carry my dead people with me. I love the skulls. I love the fact that the skeletal body, the skull itself is historically through Saint Francis, it was a teaching tool between morality and mortality. And a lot of people see a lot of skulls around me in my office and stuff, and it's part of me. We were here, we are here, and we're never going anywhere, but we're gonna have that physical part of us left around. So
it.
but yep, that's one of my favorites.
I love it.
Thank you.
Absolutely love it. You got some serious ink there.
Yes, I do. I'm a little bit of a wild child.
I hear you. That's why I hear
Yeah.
you.
Yep. Rock and roll, gotta be real.
That's it. So thank you so much for sharing the time with us and allowing Epic to introduce you to our community for anybody who didn't know you. I know that
Thank
connections have
you.
been made both here, also through the recording and through spirit. So thank you. We're definitely going to have you back soon. And hopefully, as we begin to really come out of the past few months and start to reemerge, I want to really begin going to the centers, like in broadcasting from the Beyond Center. And for
Oh,
example,
that'd be so
I'll
great.
hit you up. All
Got it,
right.
girl. Hit me up.
That's
And
it.
you
And I
guys
just
have a
want to
great day.
thank
Blessings to
you.
all your peeps. Thank you to Lisa, too, behind
I
the scenes.
know. I know.
And everybody should check out Epic.
Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
to our epic peeps, we'll see you next Tuesday. We won't be back on tomorrow. We'll be out delivering. Look for that silver Buick, the yellow Jeep, and now we have a white Hyundai in our fleet. So please watch out for us. Watch out for yourself. Be safe. Be you, right? Stay true to
Be
your
you.
authentic self no matter what. Stay tuned to next week. Also, keep an eye on our Facebook page. We're going to be having that digital issue come out as soon as possible. And as I always say, with love and light and much, much, much more love. More love.
Yes.
Peace
Love,
out.
love, love.
Love,
Take
love,
care.
love.
Thank
Peace
you.
out, Epic Scouts. Thank you.